As an artist, is it worth it to have a label or should you just go independent? Well, it really depends on the specific artist and the specific contract, because some label deals are incredible. Like me, I sign publishing deals. I don't sign away my masters. I just say, hey, Sony, let's collab for this one song and then be done with it. You know, I'm not trying to be here for 6+ albums so that you can shelf me and then nobody ever hears my music again. I'm not trying to put myself in that position. The label is cool because it makes my job as the artist a lot easier, right? I just have to focus on making good sounding music. Nah? However, the problem is now they have all the power. They can say when the album drops. They can say, oh no, we're not gonna drop this year, we're gonna drop next year. Oh no, your hype isn't as high as we want it to be, so we're gonna delay the album. And then by the time we get to the new date, my hype has died down even more. So now the label's like, you know what? Maybe next year, go work on some singles or something, you know? So you might find that, yeah, they say you must be here for 3 albums. And in your mind, you're like, okay, cool, I can do 3 albums in a year, no problem. The label does not like that. The label doesn't mess with that, bro. Yo, try signing a multi-album deal with the label. Try. And then tell them, oh yeah, I finished all the albums this year. Try it. I dare you, bro. You gotta understand that most of these contracts are signed by desperate people with nowhere else to go. You know, people that are too starry-eyed. You know, they need the record deal. They need to be famous. Like, that's a very vulnerable place to put yourself in. So, as much as, yeah, people don't really like nepotism. Nepotism will save you, brother. If you have an uncle to call, if you have friends in the industry, brother, you're good. Because they're gonna tell you all the little contract clauses that they had to figure out for themselves, bro. So connections, at the end of the day, know what the industry actually is, and not just the veneer, not just the dream. You know what I'm saying? Talk to people who do this on a day-to-day basis. Because the industry is very different from the eyes of the consumer versus the creator. So unless you're constantly on set, unless you're at film school, unless you are actually signing papers, you have no idea what this industry is. If you're creative, get your business straight. Make sure that you walk into every single meeting with confidence. You're ready to leave the deal on the table, bro. You gotta know your worth, bro. The industry will do you dirty, dog. They'll say, oh, here's a standard contract. I'm like, broski, the only standard I know is Standard Bank. Let me read that contract. And I'm not just gonna read it in front of you and then cite it. No, I'm reading it, I'm taking it home to my family, bro. I'm sending the document to multiple attorneys, bro. You think you finna play me? Come on, bro. Let's be so for real. But you see, some people, they see, oh my gosh, 250,000 signing bonus. That's more than I've ever seen in my life. I need to take that deal. And then we just never hear from them again because the label keeps giving away your songs to other artists on the label, or the label doesn't think your songs are good enough, or your hype dies down. So now there's no point in releasing an album, you know? So for me personally, I like being independent, dog. Yes, it's more work. You have to get your own gigs. You have to buy the beats yourself. You have to find your own producers. You have to find your own collaborators. But you know what else that's called? That's called control. That's called power, because you steer the ship. Not a bunch of execs, bro, and higher ups. It is 2025, broski. You can start a Twitch, you can start a YouTube channel, you can start an Instagram, bro. You can start a TikTok, bro. There's so many ways to produce your music. You don't need the label type beat. Just register your stuff, get your copyright sorted, and go direct to consumer. You feel me? BandLab, Bandcamp. Do you know what I mean? Patreon. There's so many ways artists can make bread now. You know what I'm saying? Do what DDG does, bro. Do live cookups where you invite artists to come make a song live in front of the audience, bro. Or do what Russ did, dog. Release a song every single week and then build up that hype, build up that credibility with your audience. Just find some way to be different and give your audience a story.